Hello there everybody, this is Graham, also known as Collector75, and welcome back to another Transformers review. Right, for my second review in my new house, I'm going to be doing Energon BRUTICUS MAXIMUS, or I actually have the Japanese version, which is just called BRUTICUS, from the superlink line, I believe it was called in Japan. Anyway, this is his box. It's a nice little box. Came in a gift set in Japan, it didn't come individually packaged or nothing. And on the back, we've just got the usual little battle scene. And there we go, we've got them sort of like from sort of like vehicles to robots to combined mode, and then we just got a few of the other figures released that year. Not a bad set. I only wanted this set mainly because I'm a big Bruticus fan. I went on to get all the other two sets. I've got the other Japanese set of the Constructicon Maximus, but the Superior Maximus I got the American release, which I'll be doing those after this one. Anyway, yeah, these come out about, I don't know, what's that, about four years ago, maybe a bit more, 4 or 5 years ago, for the Energon line. Bit hit and miss, quite a few figures came from that. But anyway, let's start on these, because these are, again, a bit hit and miss. We're going to start here. I've got the names written down, because I'm a bit shit remembering these names. This one is Blight, and of course he is a little green sort of tank. He's not more like the more common tank as you'd see. He's more like one of those weird artillery sort of tanks that you see. He's pretty good. These, of course, were sort of like based after the G1 incarnation of the combaticons. Now then, the G1 sort of like were limited, especially like the limb figures, because the robot modes were just total shit, really, for the most part. But on these, on the other hand, these actual figures are really good. But when it comes to the main body, which was pretty good in G1, the main body does suffer a little bit. And then the combined form does suffer even more. Bit strange that. We managed to reverse the good and the bad points from the G1. One also thing that lets this set down, or especially the combiners from Energon especially, is the fact that, well, we didn't get 4 separate figures. There was just basically 2 of the same figure, just recoloured, which was a bit annoying. Still, there we go. Anyway, this one is Blight. He's a light green tank. In Japan, he was just known as Swindle, I believe, because I've just been on Wikipedia and found that out. You know, he's pretty good. The guns will move up and down. He's got sort of like, on this version, there are 2 different guns. As you can see, he's got like a missile there and just a normal sort of gun there. Comes with a nice little Decepticon sign in there. It's pretty good. The turret will sort of like rotate a full 360 if you want it to. And he's pretty heavily armed. He's got guns on the front, guns there, and he's got little wheels just so he can roll along. Right, I'm just going to show you quickly the other figure from this set. This is Kickback, and he of course was just recoloured, almost exactly the same. Apart from this time, as you can see, the 2 guns there are identical. This is him with the Energon weapons attached. As you can see, you can put this sort of like blue translucent piece on top for an extra couple of guns and like a radar dish. And you can put his Energon chip, or whatever the hell it was called, or Force Star, whatever it was blooming called, Energon Star, on the front there to complete the look. Right, so that was him really. There we go. In Japan, this guy was actually just called Brawl, which I actually prefer because I'm a big Brawl fan. Right, so we're going to transform this guy very quickly. I'm only going to transform one because they've got identical transformations. Pretty simple, really. Right, we start by, how do we do it? We disconnect both these sides like that and just rotate them down to the back there. Do the same on this side. And then that's basically it, really. We then rotate the whole section, not the section it just rotates on normally, but it's on a separate thing. We rotate all that right up to the back. Now then, where do we go from here? We basically open out his arms, like so, and fold these out and round. They sort of like have just like a nice little tab. Don't know if you can see it, just there. That will tab straight in somewhere. I have to rotate these 4 arms around though, just like that. There we go, and then these should tab in. Once it's in place, it's not exactly in right. There we go, it just sort of like easily tabs in. Does it want to tab in? Does it bug? Anyway, so once you've got these just right there, we're going to move the arms around so you can see them a hell of a lot better. There we go. And then we just get this top section separate it, rotate it all the way down to the front there to form his chest, flip this section back and then rotate its head around. Then we go down to the legs, separate those and then just flip down the feet like that. And then that's it, and that's basically Blight transformed, basically, so we can move his arms out and everything. You can sort of like position these like these back bits as you will. You can position them like this, out to the back like that, or you can have them out to the side like a strange sort of cape. But other than that, they don't really do a lot. He's got a fair good bit of articulation. He's actually pretty good. He'll stand in a lot of different poses, and he's got his guns. Like I say, the other fella Kickback does have the exact same transformation. You can sort of like make the robot mode look a bit different by positioning these differently, just to give him a different sort of look, but it doesn't really do a lot, to be honest. Right, so you can put the gun in his hand like that, because it will go in like that. Doesn't really do a lot, but that's it. And then you can put the 4-star, whatever it was called, back on there like that. But that is it. Right, so we're going to put him down there for the moment. Oh, I just knocked something off. That's not good. Right, so yeah, we're going to move on. This time to a storm cloud. Is that right? Yes, this one, which is of course the helicopter. He is basically just sort of like a, don't know what you would call it really. Don't know what sort of. I'm not very big on helicopters, so as in what they are, but yeah, it's like a futuristic helicopter, isn't it, really? The rotor blades on the top there will turn. This one will turn, but I've still got the little sort of like rubber band thing around it, so it won't turn. Yeah, but he looks pretty good. You can sort of see the hands under there, but, you know, as it goes, it's pretty damn good. Yeah, that's about the rest to really say about that. Let me show you the other fella. This is Blackout, also known as Blast Off in Japan. Of course, because Blast Off was a space shuttle, but there are, I think it's the Fans Project versions that they're bringing out their own sort of like, is it Swindle and Blast Off, I think. One's going to be a space shuttle, the other's going to be some sort of Jeep, I think. But I probably won't get those because I don't think I'll have the money, which is a bit unfortunate because I do like this set. Anyway, yeah, so this is Blast Off, or as you would have it, the American name Blackout, with the Energon weapons attached. It just fits on the bottom there. And then you've got the Energon star just up there. Put him back down, we'll come back to Storm Cloud. And so, or in Japan, he is known as Vortex. So there we go. In Japan, they kept the same names as their original, the original G1, whereas in America, they kept them, well, just all new names, really. It's pretty good. It's not bad, really. Right, so to transform this guy, take these sections from the back here, the fuselage, whatever you want to call it, just rotate them, and then rotate the legs like that. Flip down the little, sorry, there's almost out of camera then. Flip up the little feet, just like that. Rotate this sort of like tail section all the way back. 180 the waist section. Come around here, get this little orange section from the bottom of the cockpit. Just flip these little out like that. Then take the arms, flip them out like that, and then fold them up like that, and just rotate the forearms to this position, like so. Then all you've got to do then is basically grab it here and then just split the cockpit away from the back section, and this just flips down, and it should sort of like stay in place very easy. It's like tabs or just on the arms there. And then with the rotor blades at the back, just fold them down like that. And it'll sort of like stay there, just hanging off the back, really. And so this is, I'm always forgetting their names at the moment, Stormcloud in robot mode. He has got a very good robot mode. I do like this. He's got a great little head. You can move the head around. I'm going to take some pictures of these so you can see them a lot better. Now then, he does come with his weapons. What have I done with them? These ones, these are his weapons. These are little Energon weapons, which obviously become his hands or his feet when he's combined. You can put these in his hands. Again, I try and do different things with the robot mode just to give him a bit of a different look. Like for example, you can actually fit the weapons on these little holes here on these forearms, and so you can do that with one of them. And with is it Blackout there, I sometimes put the rotor blades up like that because they will stay quite happily just there, just to give it a slightly different look. There's not much you can do, But there we go. These are really poseable and a couple of really decent figures. I do like them. Right, so that's the limbs taken care of. We're going to move on to the main guy. This is Barricade. He's like a sort of like a missile trailer, a bit like he was in G1. In Japan, his name was just kept as Onslaught, as you can see. You know, like I say, when I said these, the main bodies did suffer. As you can see, this mode is a little bit shit. It's you can see the robot head just tucked away in there, and it just doesn't look that great overall, really. So yeah, you can put one of the little Energon stars just on the front. The set only came with 4, so he has to share one of the others ones. So you can put that there if you want it on the front. He doesn't have no weapons, you know, so to speak of himself, but he does have some moulded like missile holes there, so you can fly missiles away if you wanted to. That's it really. He does have sort of like wheels on the bottom, and he will roll quite happily. He's got a few little Decepticon signs just on the back there. And translucent blue windscreen. That's it. This little turret section will go, make sure you see it, up and down like that, and rotate around like that, so you can fire off in any direction that you want. Right, so let's transform this guy. Here we go. I've got a problem with this, which I will come to. Right, so you flip that up like that, take this section, and then just disconnect it because it was tabbed in. I do like the transformation on this. It's actually really good. There's all little sort of like ports and tabs that everything little clicks into, because that clicks into there like that. And then we rotate it, 180 I believe. Right, next. This is where I have a bit of a problem. We rotate the entire cab section back. Now then, I believe mine broke the other day when I was looking at these. I'll come to that in a minute. Let me sort out these legs first of all. We separate the sort of like missile section. Get this little bit here, rotate it up and around. It's on a sort of like a pivotal joint. I better be careful because these no doubt will break one day, as you can see here. So it just sort of like moves like that, and then you've got to push it up and into place. And then you open out, sort of like, it's got little tab sections just in there. These are like heel spurs, which stops him falling over. Once you've removed those, you can extend the leg down by pulling out of the waist and down like that. Then we can rotate these like that way. That creates his legs like that. Next, we separate these, which are going to become his arms because these are tabbed in nicely. Just rotate these out to the side, and then this way like that. And as you can see, it's tabbed in just there, and you just take it out and rotate it down. These do very much remind me of the new power core combiners. I do want to get the Bruticus set when I get it, but if I don't, I'm not too bothered. Right, so from here, you just simply flip down his head, rotate it around. He's got a strange little looking head. He does remind me of Princess Leia from Star Wars, but there we go. Right, now then, with this section, you sort of like have to disconnect it here somewhere. It's a bit strange. This sort of like just basically just holds on to the back of him. Now then, on my one, my Bruticus just sort of broke on me. It does tab in, there's a little hole there, it does sort of tab in on the back. It's not that great, and does kind of just hang there off the back. It does have a really bad backpack. But this is Barricade, or Onslaught if you want to call him that, in robot mode. The head will 360, pretty good. The arms will move everywhere. He does have holes in his hands to hold a weapon, but he doesn't come with any weapons. The legs will move everywhere. He's got knee joints, will move at the hips there. Absolutely brilliant. I do like it. He's got loads of articulation, loads of playability. Shame about the big backpack. Right, so that's the individual robot modes for all these combaticons. So I'll be right back. I'm going to transform some of them back into the easiest way to get them into Bruticus Maximus. So I'll be right back. Right, so we're back again. I've transformed all the limbs into their vehicle modes, and I've transformed Barricade back into his robot mode because from there it's easier to get them into the arms and the legs for Bruticus. We're going to start here with Stormcloud. He's back in his helicopter mode. I'm going to make this guy a leg. I'm going to make his other fellow Blackout an arm. I've already got him transformed into his limb already, so I'll just show you once because I don't need to show you twice. Exactly the same transformation as usual. Right, first of all, we're going to flip down his little tail section like that. Then we're going to flip out the legs, like so. And then we basically, I'm going to show you like that because it's easier. We're going to flip them these ways, like so. So we've got these tiny little tabs, I don't know if you're going to pick them out, they're just their little tabs that the arms are going to tuck into. Flip out the little feet, like so. Then we come back around here, fold out the arms, like almost like you did in robot mode. Oh, there we go. And then rotate them up, like so. And then at the elbow joint, just swivel them so you've got these little wing sections folding out like that. Then, as before, let me just make sure they're straight. Then, of course, we need to rotate the waist 180, like that. And then before, where we just sort of like snapped him at the cockpit section, like that, we now need to bring this actual section, as you can see, all the way down. Make sure his head stays tucked away. Fold it all the way down. It should sort of like just basically nestle into place. Then, make sure I can show you this. The legs have just sort of moved out of position. There's a little slot just in the arm there, and it will fit onto that tab. It will just sort of like tucks away. It's not the greatest of connections, but it will stop it moving around. Let me just make sure that's the leg not in the right place. There we go. So it ends up looking like that. Then with this, just fold the rotor blades all the way down. And that is basically Stormcloud in basically his limb mode. Then all we do is we take the Energon weapons. Make sure, I just want to check I wasn't going to make that guy leg. Yes, I was. We get these weapons for him. You can tell the slight differences because Stormcloud has a purple bit and he has the orange bit, so this makes him his. It doesn't really matter because you can move them around. We just fold out these two weapons up into that, like that way, like that, and that is going to form a leg. Then we grab this. This is the front of the leg where the rotor blades are. It's got two little tabs there. They're going to fit into the two tabs on the bottom of the feet. Just make sure it goes in nice and easy and then push it together. These don't seem like the strongest of connections and it's sort of like, it does sometimes want to fall out. I just like to, this little section here is where he will fit onto barricade. I just like to manoeuvre like that so the leg's already partially bent. Now then, that's one leg done. To make him into a hand or an arm, whatever you will, this is blackout already done. Basically, we just keep him like this because it looks like a sort of like a hand already with the four fingers and the thumb there. That uses these two pegs on the other side, and they just fit in like that. Wide you can get them in. There we go, and that's him in arm mode basically. Let me just show you that way around. There we go. Now then. Oh, it's bloody rotor blades. No, I want to stay in place. I've already manoeuvred the little tab section down. It's going to fit onto a barricade with, like that already. He's going to become an arm. I'm going to put him down there. Now we move on to Blight. He is going to become an arm. Now then, the transformation for these is dead simple because it just stays the same. Basically, he is going to become an arm. So I've already transformed his Energon weapon. Starts off like this, just flat as you've seen before. But then we just bend it here and here just to create like an arm, sort of, well, hand really. Now then, he's got these two little front guns at the front here. These just go into two little holes just there. And he's also got another little tab section which is just under there, so it tells you which way to put it round. Like that. And that's a good strong connection in there. So that is an arm already done. And then again, with this tab section at the back here, we're just going to fold that round ready to connect to barricade. And exactly the same with what's his name? Let's forget it. Kickback or Brawl if you want. It always reminds me more of Brawl. He's going to kind of leg exactly the same. He's got like his two little holes and the tab section just in there, and again in there. Make sure I get it right way around, like that, and it just fits straight onto there. No problems whatsoever, and it just becomes a leg. So pop him down there. Right, let's get on to barricade. Now then, I do have a slight problem, as I did mention earlier, with this. I'll come to that when I get to it. Right, so for easiness, rotate him once at the waist, at 180. Get these legs, like so, and they just sort of like fold up into there, like that. Sort of like making his legs half as long as they were. Just connecting it nice and easy. Revealing these little translucent blue sections which he will connect to the other combaticons. Now at the back, what were his heel spurs? These close up trapping them in there a little bit, so give them a bit more stability. Now then, what do we do next? Next thing we do is we lift up the head, I believe, like so, and then these rotate up and around like that. Again, they just sort of like fit into two little tabs right in there. It's really hard to see. You would never pick it out on this camera, but basically it's this one just there. So you rotate up like that and rotate the arm around. There's a small little hole, like that. That just goes into there like that, and that holds that in place pretty much. Then with this whole back section, this is where it gets really complicated and where mine actually broke. You get the halves of the cab and we just open them out. Right, I'm going to have to show you like this, pain in the fucking arse. These cab sections basically just, because they're on like a double hinge, and they just fit into like that. Same on this side. Like that. I hope you can all see what's going on. Right, the head basically has now come off because mine snapped, because trying to get this into place can be a bloody nightmare, and because then it puts stress on all other joints, and actually mine broke just on this bit here. But it isn't too bad because it actually does all still connect pretty much the same. Right, what we do is we push that one into place like that already. This is where I went wrong. I never got this one directly in, and so it just would not stay in. Then we press it like a harmonica or whatever it's harpsichord, whatever it is. And there we go. See, once you've got that one in, all the rest just fits straight into place like that. The door sections just easily attach onto the arms much better. Now it all falls down to me just getting this head in here, right? So it's got to go around there, and then there's two little joints, sorry, two little holes just on the back of his head that it's got to clip into to give it some damn good stability. And then everything just matches up perfectly. Then we open out these little sections there, and that's Bruticus's head. Take a nice picture of that later to show you all. But this is him in his torso mode. There we go. Then we can just start attaching all the combaticons to him. We're going to do kick back. He just basically just fits on this leg, just like that. Then we're going to get, I believe his name is Storm Cloud. He's just going to connect on that leg like that. Get him two legs so far. Now then, what side shall I put him on? I think he can go on this side, so I'm just going to connect him here. Like that, they just basically connect on. They've got good connections, they don't come off that easy. And then last one, which is Blight, can just go there. And this is Bruticus Maximus in his combined robot mode. And it's actually, it really is good. I do like it. I really did not warm to it when I first got it out of the box, because I haven't had this, I've had it, well, since it came out, but I've never played with it or done anything with it. But it does look good. I really do like it now. It is probably one of the better combined modes, mainly just because the Energon weapons that form a hand, which everybody complains about on these, just does look better on this guy, because at least this one does look like a hand and that one does kind of. Whereas on the other two, they're really, they just don't look like limbs at all, and which is why I think, I don't know if it's fans project that made the add-ons for these guys, but they did, and they do look a lot better. Don't know if it was for this one, I think it was for the Superion. But this guy looks absolutely great. And just as with G1, you can alternate all the limbs around. You can make them whichever one you want, and even change them around with all the other teams, like the Constructicons and the Superion Maximus. Yeah, so slight misgivings about the vehicle mode just for Barricade, but other than that, I can't recommend this set highly enough. I really do like it. I mean, yeah, if you're going to play with it, it's going to flop about and maybe the limbs will detach, but it's definitely one of the better ones out of the three. The Constructicons, I think, being a bit terrible there. I do agree with Tatmus Prime's view on them, because they were the first ones to go out of the box and I just hated them. Oh, there's something about them that just isn't right, even everything. Anyway, I'll get onto them when I do that review. But this guy, I do recommend, if you can get him. I don't know how much he goes for these days. I haven't seen that set on eBay for ages, but you can usually pick up the American ones. Or there's later versions, there's the Universe, and I think they've even done one for the Revenge of the Fallen line. So you can get either, and they're pretty damn good. I do like them. So anyway, this has been Graham, Collect 75, and I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.